Pregnant black wife went alone for checkup, caught husband with another woman, but her kind neighbor's revenge shocked everyone. The sirens wailed in the distance as Maya Johnson clutched her belly in pain, her breath coming short and sharp. It wasn't supposed to be this way. She should have been in a warm car, her husband's hand holding hers, racing together toward the hospital for her prenatal checkup. But instead, she was standing alone in the pouring rain on a deserted street, praying the baby inside her would stay safe. Through the blur of headlights and rain, she suddenly froze. Her husband's car was parked just across the road. Relief surged in her chest, but it lasted only a second. Because inside that car, under the dim glow of the street lamp, David wasn't alone. A woman leaned across the seat, kissing him with a passion Maya hadn't seen in years. Her knees nearly gave out. The raindrops mixed with her tears as her baby kicked hard, almost as if sensing her mother's breaking heart. She whispered through trembling lips, "Not now, please, not tonight." But the twist came when Maya staggered toward the sidewalk and a hand caught her before she collapsed. It wasn't David. It was her elderly neighbor, Evelyn Carter, who had been walking home from church. Evelyn's umbrella shielded them both as she whispered firmly, "Child, don't you dare fall. He's not worth your tears. You've got something far greater to fight for." At that moment, Maya realized, fate had placed Evelyn in the very spot where her husband failed her. And this chance encounter would soon lead to a revenge no one in their quiet neighborhood could have ever imagined. Maya had once believed in fairy tales. She met David at a university fundraiser, where his sharp suit and charming words swept her away. Within a year they were married, and within 2 years she was expecting their first child. Friends admired them, neighbors called them the perfect couple. But behind closed doors, perfection crumbled. David worked late nights, came home smelling of perfume that wasn't hers, and brushed off her questions with laughter. "You're just emotional, Maya," he would say. "Pregnancy hormones make women imagine things." She tried to believe him. She cooked his favorite meals, left love notes on his desk, and folded his shirts with trembling hope. But when he missed her first ultrasound appointment, something inside her cracked. And tonight, seeing him kiss another woman while she stood in the rain, that crack became an open wound. Evelyn Carter had lived across the street for 25 years. A retired teacher, she was the kind of woman who always kept her porch light on, always had a pot of soup simmering, and always knew when someone was hurting. She ushered Maya into her warm living room, helped her change out of soaked clothes, and made her ginger tea. As Maya wept, Evelyn listened silently. Finally, she spoke. "Child, men like David think they're kings because they sit on a chair someone else polished. But you," Evelyn touched Maya's swollen belly gently, "you're building a whole universe inside you. Don't you ever forget your worth." Maya broke down. She confessed everything, the cafe, the betrayal, the loneliness. Evelyn held her trembling hands and whispered, "Sometimes the best revenge isn't anger. It's showing people the strength they thought you'd never have." Those words planted a seed. Over the next weeks, while David stayed out late, Maya began to change quietly. She signed up for free online business classes, something she had always dreamed of. Evelyn encouraged her, babysitting her spirit when her body ached. Together, they laughed, cooked, and even decorated a nursery with little paper stars. David barely noticed. When he did, it was only to criticize. "Why are you wasting time on silly classes? You should rest." But Maya smiled softly, hiding the fire growing inside her. One Saturday, David threw a lavish party at their home, inviting colleagues and friends. He paraded Maya in front of them like a trophy, but spent most of the night whispering in the same woman's ear. People noticed. Whispers spread. Maya's dignity burned inside her like fire. Evelyn, standing quietly in the corner, caught Maya's eye and nodded. It was time. When David raised a toast, Maya gently placed her glass down. Her voice shook at first, but then grew strong. "Tonight, I don't want to toast to lies, she began. The room silenced. David's smile froze. I want to toast to truth. To every woman who learns her worth even when the man she trusted betrays her. To the neighbors who become family when blood and vows fail. And to the child I carry, who deserves a mother that refuses to live in shadows. Gasps filled the room. Maya turned, handed Evelyn the microphone. Evelyn's steady, teacher's voice carried across the hall. David, while you played games, Maya built something. She's been taking classes, preparing a future not tied to your paycheck. And I'll stand by her as the mother you forgot she would become. This community will know her not as your wife, but as her own woman. David's face flushed red. The other woman slipped out the door. Guests exchanged uneasy looks. Some clapped. Maya placed her hand on her belly and walked away, Evelyn beside her. For the first time, she felt light. Months later, Maya gave birth to a baby girl, Amara, which means, grace. She didn't return to David. Instead, with Evelyn's support, she launched a small home bakery online. Her cakes carried not just sweetness but the taste of resilience. Orders grew. Local cafes stocked them. She smiled at each delivery, knowing her daughter would grow in a home filled not with betrayal, but with love and dignity. And David? He tried to crawl back, flowers in hand, excuses ready. Maya met him at the door, her daughter in her arms. You taught me what I won't allow my daughter to live through, she said calmly, and closed the door. Her revenge was never loud, it was living fully, joyfully, independently, with compassion at her side. Evelyn sat rocking little Amara often, saying, See, baby girl, your mama turned her pain into power. The story of Maya reminds us that betrayal doesn't define us, how we rise from it does. Revenge isn't always about hurting back, sometimes it's about building a life so full of love, dignity, and kindness that those who wronged you fade into the background. True family can be found in unexpected places, and strength often blooms in the middle of heartbreak.